Hello, good afternoon, Reader Boos. I know it's been a while since I have posted a video reviewing a book, and I apologize for that. I'm trying to get my life together and get us back on track. So, without any further delay, today is Welcome to Black History Month, Tuesday, February 2nd, 2016, and the book that we will be reviewing today, got a little bit of a glare there, was written by Victoria Christopher Murray. The Deal, the Dance, and the Devil. Now, I just read this book with my book club. Let me begin by saying it was a great story. It really, really was. And I don't say that lightly because when the story began, I immediately was not interested. First of all, the genre, it's Christian fiction romance. And the protagonist is Shay-Shaunte. Well, I'm sorry, she's the antagonist. Shay-Shaunte is the antagonist, and the protagonists are Evia and Adam, a married couple. Now, from the very beginning, I didn't really like the way it started. Shay-Shaunte comes out the gate being unlikable. So unlike some stories where the bad guy is revealed later on in the story, she starts off as obviously being up to no good. And as you're reading, you begin to question the judgment. Initially, I did, to be honest, of Evia, because I just felt like any sensible person would have immediately run as far away as quickly as they could. But the reality is, when you are living in a very stressful situation, especially when your stress is primarily economic, it's difficult to make those types of decisions and run as fast as you can, especially when what you're being tempted with seems like it will solve your problem. And what she was being tempted with seemed like it would solve the economic problem she and her husband were having. And it was very interesting the way the author drew this story out. And I won't give you any spoilers, but I will tell you what the story was primarily about. Shay-Shaunte had designs on Evia's husband, whose name is Adam, and offered Evia a sum of money for just one weekend with her husband to celebrate her birthday. Evia rejected it out of hand. And the thing about the rejection is, you might say no to something, but when you want the reward, which is the sum of money that Shay-Shaunte offered, Evia wanted the money, but she wasn't willing to do what it took to get it. So even though she out of hand rejected it initially, it became an issue down the line because she had so many financial needs. So the question throughout the book is, should we do this thing for this money that we need so badly? And because it is Christian fiction, it's about how much do you trust the Lord? If you claim to be a Christian, how much do you trust the Lord when you're in a tight situation? And it's about her faith walk that she and her husband had in the time of trial. And the way the author handled it was very, very masterful. And also it proved that even having the option to do this thing can bring stress into a marriage, because when you don't have that option, you don't have that stress. But once you know you have that option, well, then it becomes, maybe I could do it, maybe we should do it. And it becomes a question of how secure you feel, because, well, if you would even consider it, what does that say about us? And it just brought a lot of conflict just with the consideration of the offer. And someone who would throw a monkey wrench in a marriage like that is not someone that you can trust. Just out the gate, you know, they don't have your best interests at heart. And because of fear and because of a lack of faith, Evia kept herself in the position of having to deal with a woman every day that she knew wanted her husband. And that can cause other issues. And those other issues being, it begins to make you compare yourself to this person who can offer you this sum of money for your husband. And maybe your husband will be better off with someone like that who can really help him achieve the things he wants to achieve. And you start doubting yourself. And when you doubt yourself, you're going to take that mess home and start doubting it home. And it just is going to spill over into a lot of other areas. This book is worth the read, and there's a huge surprise at the end. And I'm not going to say that there were no hints as to the eventual surprise. I just didn't make the connection personally but some other ladies in my reading group absolutely did. However, when it was revealed at the end, I was unsurprised. I just had not made the connection because I was so involved in what was going on in this family. And let me tell you, things that happen to a couple trickle out. It's a ripple effect and affect their children. And how the children were affected in the story was really, really heartbreaking to me. And I would almost be interested in this author following up with this story with a part 2 and showing us what happens in the family unit and whether or not things are changed or if they continue on the expected course, because I would really be interested in knowing that. But do go ahead. It's a very low risk investment. You should enjoy the story. And even if you're not a person who would consider yourself a Christian and be that motivated to read Christian fiction, it's a really well written story. It's a great tale. It's about faith, and it's about having faith in your mate and having faith in your higher power as you believe your higher power to be. It was a good story. It's really worth your time, and it would be a great read on like an airplane, on a plane ride. I think it would be a great read on a plane ride. Maybe not so much a beach read because it's not very soapy, and it's not just empty reading. There's a little bit of a message in it. So I personally wouldn't choose it as like a throwaway read. It's more of something when you want to be distracted. You want to go away somewhere else in your head versus just kind of lazily turn the page. It's a good story. Do invest in it. And before I go, I'm going to shamelessly plug my second novel, Adore to No Man. It's out now. Get your copy. It's on Amazon, and you can download it for your Kindle, or you can order a paperback copy as you like. I would love to hear from you. Of course, I'm on Twitter, Mariah Violet. I am also on Facebook, Wordsmith Mariah Violet, and I will of course leave those links below. Please come join me. Leave your comments, and let me know if you've read this book and what you thought about it. I'm interested in your commentary and your feedback. Have a great day.